Okay, Rails Rants Reloaded. Let's put some light in this motherfucker. Come on now. Bam, that's one light. I wasn't going to record another video, but I am now, so I need my lights. Rails Rants Reloaded. Thank you for joining, coming back to the podcast. No, I'm not doing a podcast right now. The video, the YouTube, the vlog, whatever you want to call it. What we're going to talk about today is some information. How can you get a great credit score? We're going to talk about credit. We're going to talk a little bit about credit. Not a lot about credit. We're not going to dig into it. I'm not going to charge you for anything like other people do. I'm going to tell you what I have done to get a good credit score without having to pay somebody on the side or pay somebody to get rid of an inquiry and this, that, and the third. This is what I do. Okay, well, let's start it off like this. You want to buy a house. You want to buy a car. You want to get a low interest rate when you do these things. For that, you need to build up your credit, whether you have dead credit, no credit, or bad credit. I am not too sure on how to deal with the creditors when it comes to having foreclosures or repos or you done defaulted on something. I'm not good with that. I don't know anything about that. If I was to try to get things off of my credit, then I would probably, one, look on YouTube to see how it's done. If it seems like it's something that I don't want to do, I would, two, go pay somebody to do it. But I know, as far as me, and I have had other people use the same methods that I use to get their credit score up, to get multiple credit cards, to at least have about $15,000 to $20,000 in their wallet as far as credit. This is what I did. I got me a Capital One credit card. I paid the bill. I charged something, pay the bill. Charge something, pay the bill. Credit starts going up. And this is, mind you, my credit was very bad. It was around 600 and something, the low sixes. Not the fives, low sixes, this, that, and a third. And if you want to know what your credit score is or a roundabout average of what your credit score is, go to Credit Karma. It's free. It might not be accurate, but you're either going to be 15 points up or 15 points down. Went on Credit Karma. That's how I got my credit score. Opened up a credit card. Got a credit card from Capital One. Capital One is the best credit cards for people that are trying to reestablish credit. Now, on the pro is they will help you build credit. The con is if you don't pay that bill every month in full, as you should with all your credit cards, the interest rate will be a little bit higher than other cards because they're gambling on you to not pay your bill every month in full. That's how they make their money. But with any credit card, unless you have an annual fee, an annual fee is a one-time fee every year. With every credit card you get, the good ones, not the fake ones that they'll try to sell you on Credit Karma. If you pay your bill every time, on time, you will not incur interest fees. So the name of the game is charge stuff, pay it off. Charge, pay it off. Don't wait till the bill comes. The key is to keep any money that you make, whether it's your business or whether it is from your job. Keep your money in the bank and only use the money that you have in the bank or on your debit card to pay off your bills. Pay for everything in credit. The guy that is the original Catch Me If You Can, he says this in a YouTube video. Pay for everything with your credit card. I would prefer to get credit cards where I can use my smartphone to pay the bill, and they have apps that I can download and just literally pay my bill on my phone. Discover, Capital One. These are companies, American Express. These are companies that are going to have apps that you could download on your iPhone or your Android device, and it will make it simple. And you might have companies that don't have apps that you could download, and you might have to just go to the website and pay the bill, or just pay it by mail. I go through this with the Spirit Airlines card. You know, Spirit Airlines, they cut corners on everything, and they did cut corners on having a app. They don't have an app, but you could go on the credit card website and pay your bill. Easy. The key is to see. I had paid for a course from Jay Morrison, and then it kind of sucked because I found out that he was scamming people, and he really ain't know what he was talking about. He was leveraging other people's information and using it as his own. But in his course, he talked about real estate, and then on the other side, they had to do what's his name, Roundtree, and they would talk about credit utilization. He was the dude that would teach you about credit, whether it was regular credit or business credit. Pretty much, you don't want to overutilize your credit expenditures. So if you have $1,000 worth of credit, you shouldn't go over 15% of that credit. But the thing is this: when you pay for something, if you buy something with your credit card on a Monday, the credit statement is probably not going to come to that account until maybe Wednesday. So only thing you have to do before everything gets reported that you're overutilizing your spends, if you're going to pay the gas, your car note, or your light bill, pay it. You already have the money in your bank. Wait 2 days. Don't spend your money. When the statement comes on your app, my phone fell. On your app, or when you look it up online because you know you didn't spend X amount of dollars, just pay the bill. Every month you'll have a zero balance. Credit cards are for people that have the money, but they just want to use the credit. Also, when you do this, your credit score goes up. And when your credit score goes up, that's when you can start applying for other credit cards. And the more credit cards you have, the more amount of money you will be able to get, and it will show on your credit profile that you have a outstanding line of credit of 10, 15, 20,000 amongst a whole bunch of different credit cards, and that you are responsible with all of these credit cards. I use one of my credit cards for personal spends. I use another credit card for utility bills. I use another credit card for cell phone bills. All of these are getting utilized, but they're all getting paid. And they're not getting paid when the bill comes due. They're getting paid at least 3 weeks to 4 weeks before the bill is due. And it's showing, okay, he's using the credit. We can't get money off of him. The credit card company is waiting for you to slip. The credit card company is waiting for you to pay that minimum balance so they could give you an interest fee. But if you pay the bill on time every time you make a purchase, you get no interest fee. So I have about $15,000 to $20,000 worth of credit that is available to me because I did these simple things. It's called being a responsible adult. You have a bill, you pay it. You get money, you keep your money in your account. Keep all your money in your daggone checking and savings account. Take that money out and pay your bills. It's even better if you know, okay, say with a cash card, you get 1% to 2% cash back, or a frequent flyer miles card. For every dollar you spend, you may get 2 points that could go to a trip. Now, if you know that your rent or your mortgage is $800, every time you pay your bills, every time you pay your rent, you might get 2 points for every dollar. That's 1,600 points. At the end of the year, you could take your family on a discounted trip, or you and your wife on a discounted trip, or if you're single, a discounted trip. For doing something that you were going to do anyway. Pay a freaking bill. But at the same time, you kept all your money in your account. And you're just paying the bill. It's not like you're taking money out of your banking account or your checking account, because I know some banks They charge you when you go to ATMs or you withdraw or this, that, and the third. So you're just literally paying a bill from your account. It's a debit that you're paying a bill. And then you get rewarded. This is the simplest way to build credit. This is the simplest way to learn that you need to keep your personal money safe, because it's safer to buy something with a credit card. And if somebody hacks into your credit card account, you could just call the bank. Somebody didn't hack me. Your FDIC assured up to $1 million, and I doubt most of us will ever have $1 million worth of $1 million line of credit on one card, and it comes back. But when you deal with Bank of America, Chase, and all of these other banks, when something happens to your credit card, so when something happens to your personal account, you have to wait 10 to 15 to 30 business days for them to do an inquiry, put the money back in your account, and at the same time, your bills are still piling up. You can't tell your daggone landlord that while you live in an apartment complex, yo, I don't have the rent this month because somebody hacked into my bank account. They're not trying to hear that. And then they have every right, if they want to be dicks, to slap an eviction notice on your fucking door. But if you do everything with your credit card, it's not money that you're really spending. It's fake money that you are spending, and you just gotta take your real money and pay the bill. Build your credit. Then when it's time for you to get a car, you could get you a nice car, brand new, instead of going to a buy here, pay here. Get you a brand new car for a daggone low APR, annual percentage rate. Or you could buy you that $200,000 house at a daggone 3% interest rate, 2% interest rate, whatever the interest rates are, because you might have an 800 credit score. And they will have no choice but to give you a good rate, because you are now seen as a responsible person. And this is the game, because this credit shit has no, it doesn't discriminate against any color. It don't matter if you're black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian. You could give a daggone social security number to a dog. As long as that dog pays that fucking bill on time and starts building credit, he will get a certain daggone a credit score and a different a certain interest rate. This is the information that they're not teaching kids in college and not teaching kids in school. And people as parents need to start teaching their children. All the information is all over the internet, and it's free. You don't have to pay somebody every month. People have made a business out of profiting off of the disinformation of poor people. I give it away for free, because it should be. If you want people that look like you to dig themselves out of a certain situation, you have to have your money in order. You have to know about taxes. You have to know about credit. You have to know about wealth. You have to know about equity. You have to know about wealth building. But they don't want you to know this stuff, because people get rich off of the miseducation of other people. Big Brother gets rich off of not telling you about taxes and not telling you how to file your taxes, or having these classes in schools. So when you get your first job, and then all of a sudden you've been working you've been working the whole year, and then at the end of the year the government says, "Oh, you owe us money because you filed that you had 2 dependents, but you only filed 1, so you owe us." Some people might not know what the hell's going on. That's how they put you right back into slavery without calling you a slave. And then next thing you know, every year you're owing and owing and owing. And they're not going to say anything at first. But once you hit around 10,000 worth of debt, then they will say, "Oh, we want our money." That's when they're going to start garnishing stuff. We're going to start taking. And the federal government has the power to do that. Same thing with student loans. They will just take it. So if you're not informed, you're going to fall victim in the end. Learn about the credit. Use this video as a tool. Get as much credit as you can from good credit cards. Don't go to these. If you go to, I go off of Credit Karma. If you go on Credit Karma, they're going to have some real fugazi credit cards, and then they're going to have your top tier credit cards: Chase, American Express, Discover, the ones that build your credit back up. I would say if you get a credit card, get one that doesn't have an annual fee. And when you buy anything, buy it with your credit card, pay the bill off. Know that, okay, I'm about to spend $200 on groceries. Why would I spend this money with my regular debit card when I could spend the money with this card that's going to give me 2% cash back, or it's going to give me 2 points for every dollar I spend for travel, or 2 points for every dollar I spend for hotel accommodations? It just makes sense. Be responsible. Rels Rants Reloaded. Hope this was not as boring as it sounds, as because talking about credit it is not really exciting. Like, subscribe, share, peace.